Hey guys, I want to let you know I own 8 of these black shirts, okay? 8 different shirts. So it's not the same one every time. But, anyways, it is April 1st, 2026. By the way, not an April Fool's joke. Swear to God, I own 8 of these shirts. It is April 1st, 2026, 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Here we are, another update. Ladies and gentlemen, these reports are all rumors. I am bringing you public news from around the world. Please remember to follow, like, share, and repost. Please verify all info on your own. Even my own thoughts and inputs are for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that Trump has been saying. And, more and more for weeks now, he says, oh, the oil prices, they may be going up, but guess what? When we pull out, the oil prices are going to go way back down. And they're going to come way down. Oil prices are going to come way down. But I want to break it down. Let's put on our thinking caps for today. Let's not be gullible idiots, okay? Let's put our thinking cap on. I want to tell you guys some points. Let's think. All right, guys, so the price of anything is always determined by supply and demand, okay? Basic economics. The price of anything is determined by supply and demand. I always talk about this, especially in my real estate videos, okay? Prices will come down when demand comes down or when the supply goes up, right? Because now there's more available, so the price becomes less of a commodity. So what has happened with the supply of oil recently? The Strait of Hormuz is closed. Countries are burning through their supplies, no pun intended. Replacement prices are higher than before. Oil fields are being attacked. Gas fields are being attacked. Oil tanks and storages are being attacked. So what has happened to the supply? It's gone down. But the demand, yes, it is affected because now the replacement costs for a lot of countries are being charged higher than before. So that just means that obviously the demand has gone up, supply has come down, and that's why the price has gone up. So does anybody really think that the price is up because the US is at war? Does anybody really think that, the US just put something out on the news? Oil is traded on the globe level, okay? But does anybody really think that, because the US is there fighting, that's why the price of oil has spiked? But you got to realize, guys, that, one is the cause, which is the fighting, but then the effect is the disruption of supply and a huge spike in demand, cause and effect. So let's hypothetically think for a second that if the US did withdraw their troops very soon, they, stopped operations. So what could happen, right? It could reduce the risk premium on oil prices. But even if that were to happen, the immediate risk eases, right? Because no more, the supply chain has almost permanently changed. And why has it permanently changed or be disrupted? Because of what I said earlier. Now, insurance premiums are going to go up. The risk of future obviously is going to be there, and that will cause general market uncertainty. Nobody knows if there's going to be another fight, who's going to attack who's going to try to rob who. With these factors combined, it would keep the risk high for a very long time. Frankly, remember, markets are forward thinking, right? So frankly, even in a best case scenario, why would the government and corporations reduce prices on their profits by like 25 to 50%, right? They may reduce it for 5% max. And that's like the most wishful thinking ever. That's like, wow, man, these guys are so nice. But their goal is to make profit, right? Funny enough, the government even said that they will be diluting our gas at the pumps, right? They will be allowing more ethanol to be put in our gas. So what does this mean, right? They're going to charge us more because the gas has gone up everywhere, and they're going to reduce its quality. So it will give the illusion that the prices are lower. Everyone's going to say, yeah, the prices are coming down. But what will happen is people will have to go to the pumps more. So think of it like this. Imagine you're selling oranges at a store and you make a sign. 1 orange for $5 or 2 for $9.99. It's basically that logic. If Iran continues to leverage its oil supply as a tool, which they already are, and they will continue to as long as they hold the power, just like Russia and other countries are, do you think now that they will have a great relationship with the US and the government? And I'm saying the US because that's where I am. Just remember, right? When you attacked us is what they're going to be saying. Like, do you remember that? And they will definitely be hitting us with that. No oil for you. but replace oil with soup. That's the reference. Oil tanks, gas fields, oil refineries have been hit, you guys. This has disrupted the supply for at least the next few years. So something on the short term, there's no relief that's coming in the horizon. And this has happened to major suppliers in the world. Partnerships are changing. The Gulf countries they have been impacted. Iran has been impacted. Partnerships are changing, right? You have the Saudi Arabia leader, MBS. He canceled his agreement with the U.S. because Trump told to everyone in public that the Saudi leader kisses Trump's ass. So Saudi was like, all right, they took their money and they went to Europe. It's pretty crazy. But demand right now will skyrocket for many countries' current consumption, for the reserves, and for potential trading for their economy. So yeah, right, let's break it down again. Supply is obviously down, but the demand is way high. So how will the prices come down? In order to pull out, right, and be successful, Trump has to win this, okay? And really at this rate, it's not looking good for that. But he's going to have to, which he said many times he is. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. The stock market has been down lately. There's been no regime change. And he is now sending in ground troops to steal Iran's oil. I mean, secure their enriched uranium. He's asking for other countries to help him. So it doesn't sound like a victory to me. The whole and only reason why he keeps teasing that we will end this soon and we are winning and things like that, lying, is to manipulate the economy, to stop a civil war, and to grab as much money as he can from we the people before the dust settles. People right now are still naive and blind with no understanding of what truly is going on. I'm talking about the majority, not you guys that watch this channel, dude. Your boy's got you. Trump, his family, donors, friends, they've been making almost record money in their trades in a time when unemployment is up. Most economies are crying a black swan event is on the horizon. Recession is near. The good and the bad news is a game of teeter-totter, and none of us are sitting on the ride. Honestly, we're just the donkeys that are powering the ride for them. They are saying they won, and is saying that Iran is no longer a threat to their future because their goals were carried out. But they are still attacking Iran's infrastructure, like their energy, their water, and they're just doing this just for the sake of committing war crimes. I mean, Iran is fighting back without other countries that have already pledged to jump in. The list is growing for that. And this isn't over for the world anytime soon. They're feeling the effects because it's happening in their backyard. It's happening on their soil. This is just over for the creators for this problem, which are Trump and is. But the world won't let them stop anytime soon. The world on Team Iran is getting their resources still. Their Strait of Hormuz is open to them. China and others will continue to push their presence in the Middle East, in Asia, and even in Africa, and they will grow in Europe. Mark my words. From here, the US will scramble to get into Africa and South America as quickly as they can to take their resources next, to take their oil, their gas, their minerals. If Trump and is do run and end their ambitions in the Middle East, they run out, right? Expect their trail to be followed closely by Team East, especially since Trump caused a major damage to our military resources, supplies, our military presence, and the military's reputation. So no, the price of oil and gas will not drop. They're here to stay. And this is all thanks to Trump and is for creating a problem that didn't even exist. They thought that they could put on their ski masks and just make an easy exit. The higher prices will benefit our enemies, corporations, and even our own government. They need to pay back their debt, and we are just liquidity to them at this point. So congratulations, guys. We have been played. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.